What's up, guys? Rafe Realm here. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe. There'll be an audio version over on my Spotify channel, Rafe Nation. Make sure to check that out. Make sure to be updating so all my audio and stuff reflect after I'm done game streaming tonight. I want to make this clear. I am not a WWE hater. I am literally annoyed at their booking. I'm annoyed at their choices. I'm annoyed with this shitty fucking scripting. If this is Triple H scripting a show, he should not have the power of the books anymore because he doesn't know how to long-term book. WWE's been sitting ice cold ever since Endeavor did what they did. It looks like a Vince McMahon production from the beginning and middle and end. I just don't understand it. With all the negativity that went on with AEW all last week, you should have been capitalizing and, shoving it down AEW's throat, but you're handing it to AEW. Raw just handed AEW Dynamite a victory for their go-home show, technically. And NXT is not going to be any better this week either. This shit was awful. And again, my name is Rafe. I'll make sure to rate, like, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. This one's a doozy, man. I can't believe I have to go on a tangent about Monday Night Raw for 5/22/2023. This shit was boring. It was awful. Freaking horrendous go-home show. Awful. Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar had a segment early on. Thank God I was watching the Laker game. Thank God I watched my Lakers get swept and watch LeBron talk about retirement. That was more entertaining to me than lose my brain cells with WWE Monday Night Raw. Holy SmackDown's better because it can't get any worse. The bar is set now at garbage, dumpster fire. Like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in their promo, who cares? Like, if you found entertainment tonight out of these segments, I don't know what you're watching, man. I get told on a common basis that I'm just an AEW shill. I'm an AEW tribalist. I'm an AEW this. No, I watch more Impact than I do AEW. That's a fact. I praise Impact more than I do any other show. And I find it very interesting how WWE can't book for shit. They can't put on a proper show. It's disgusting to me who's booking for this shit. Your go-home show should be straight up fire. It should be greatness. You had all this opportunity to capitalize on what your competitor ain't doing right now. They could have capitalized on CM Punk. They could have brought him up from the fucking graves. They didn't. There's so much, like, they had so much momentum coming to them from what happened with AEW all week long, including the video game. They could have taken AEW to breakfast, lunch, and dinner with segments and stuff. Oh, the other company, with that they could have done something to fire up the show, fire up the crowd. The crowd wasn't into it. Hershey, Pennsylvania wasn't into it. You could tell. Their women's match, Zoe Zark and, what's her name? That's how relevant she is right now. Candice LeRae? Like, who cares? Who cares? What is Candice LeRae? A jobber for the women's division. She ain't shit. She ain't shit. Johnny Gargano ain't shit either. You have JD McDonough and you have a segment with Finn Balor and you do nothing with it. It's gonna go nowhere. Like, this shit is just ridiculous. And then you have Seth Rollins having a sit-down interview basically trying to justify making silver in the Olympics, basically, and saying it's gold. So you're going to be okay being an inaugural second best champion, saying you're going to make this championship better. Oh my. Oh my. Yikes. I kind of had a chuckle out of Dominic Mysterio and Ripley's interruption. Dom and Kelly, gets Apollo Crews, but Apollo, what are we doing with him? We doing this again? Superhero? Is he going to have an accent? What are we doing? Oh my God, Apollo Crews is just, oh my God, it's so bad. He's a circus act. It's cool. I feel so bad for him. It's so bad. They're trying to make him a jobber. Mustafa Ali, what are they doing with him? It's awful. Get him off the mic. Get him off of segments. Put him back in NXT. He is so bad. I'm not going to go into the segment because it was so bad. Bronson Reed defeats Ricochet. Why? Ricochet should be going up the roster. I didn't get this whole match. Bronson Reed, you could see with the booking, it's like these decisions they're making, beginning, middle, and end of matches are awful. Vince McMahon seems to be writing. I don't care what people tell me. It screams Vince McMahon. Go back 2 years ago and watch the repeat booking of these matches and tell me it screams what's happening now. But I'm an out-of-touch wrestling fan. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm out of touch. I'm an AEW shill when I've been talking about Impact Wrestling for quite some time. And if you haven't seen really good wrestling, man, you missed out on NJWP doing Resurgency and a bunch of other shows that killed it over the weekend that actually does better than WWE and AEW at the moment. And they had AEW talent over on NJWP Strong doing strong things and doing very well for themselves. Minus Monet got hurt, unfortunately, broke her ankle. She's going to be out for a while, but, you know, I digress. Hope she comes back before those Wibbly shows and stuff like that. Adam Pearce told Byron Saxons he didn't have an update on Rhodes. I guess Rhodes broke his arm. I guess they threw he beat him up with kegs, Brock Lesnar, and he may or may not show up at Night of Champions and diversity. He's got to finish the job. Remember, finish the job, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my God. So bad. Stop this shit, man. Stop the presses, man. This shit is awful. And, like, AJ Styles is not winning that heavyweight title. It's a foregone conclusion. Seth has always been a Triple H guy. Who do you think's winning on Saturday? I mean, my God. It just is so predictable. This shit is predictable. It's a carny act. That's what it is. It's Vince McMahon's shitty booking. And I guarantee we're going to get repeat matches going forward. You know, Vince McMahon, you know, the whole deal with this whole thing with Endeavor, he gets to stay in his position he was in before. My God. Like, awful. In this World Heavyweight Championship, he said he's going to help push other talent moving forward. He acknowledges somebody that takes the torch from somebody. Him and Reigns one day, blah, 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 will face each other. All this stuff for the Universal title and all this shit. It's like, I don't care. Do better, WWE. You're not making this World Heavyweight Championship match feel hyped. It just, I wish they could rewind the tapes and we can go back to when Eddie Guerrero was around, man, and Rob Van Dam and things like that, man, because back then it was so much better. Oh, but by the way, wrestling fans, I'm an out-of-date wrestling fan and have no idea what booking is. I'm annoyed. You know why I'm annoyed? Because this could have been so much better. Do you find Zoe Starks entertaining? I found her more entertaining in NXT than I do here. Why did Nikki Cross see to be here? You should be making Zoe Starks into a badass mofo that beats people in a matter of minutes and puts people to sleep. You didn't. You failed to connect. The crowd wasn't into it. The crowd all night was bored. They might have been playing with M&Ms and sitting on their ass. Like, damn. And then next week on Raw, we got Damian Priest. There was footage of from last week of Damian Priest blaming Shinsuke Nakamura for costing him a shot at the world title. And Nakamura asked him if he was going to cry about it. And then he did when he lost to Bad Bunny. Priest wanted to beat him up, but Finn Balor backed him off and said, we'll deal with Nakamura next week. And they have JD Moderna, and all this shit. It's like, what are we doing? If this is the push Shinsuke is going to get, boy, we're back to when he had the Intercontinental belt and it was horrendously bad. At the end of the day, like, I'm criticizing WWE because I want better. I expect better. Who's booking for this show? Why? Why can't I watch other shows over the weekend and see good booking and good storytelling, and I can watch an Impact and see good storytelling, or somewhat AEW at this moment of time, but WWE can't put it together. They go 10 steps forward, 10 steps back. I want to see the good stuff. The good stuff is we got JD Madonna. Great. Zoe Starks, great. She's winning. Great. That's positives. We need positives in the women's division in WWE right now because one's got a torn ACL and we got another one that's got a torn rotator cuff / shoulder. You know, so we need more women's talent up in WWE. You know, they talked about they congratulated John Cena and Bautista for Fast X and Guardians of the Galaxy doing very well when Fast and the Furious ain't doing very well. According to projections, they're not doing very well. A lot of people are not going out and watching it as Universal Studios has stated. But Guardians of the Galaxy is doing very well. Let's see. Lesnar suddenly walked, and before going through the curtain, he looked at Ali and said, "Get a life, kid." Incredible. Whatever. Brock Lesnar, Cody segment, and then basically Cody was unable to compete on Saturday. Lesnar instead issued an open challenge to anyone that could step up and face him at Night of Champions. Who gives a shit at this point? It will probably be an injured Cody Rhodes at this point, or they'll kayfabe him out of what's going on at Saudi, which I think is so stupid. This Monday Night Raw was just awful. Like, are we really caring about the World Heavyweight Championship match at this point? Yes, it'll probably be entertaining, but we already know who's winning that. They've already stated it's a Raw title. It's an exclusive Raw title. AJ Styles, all these rumors and all these dirt sheets that we're reporting, AJ Styles is going to win the title because Seth Rollins already said he only needed 2 weeks off to film those scenes for his character for Captain America. So I don't understand why people are making it out to be like Seth Rollins is going into acting and he's gone forever. And in fact, if you quote Seth Rollins and you quote his wife, Becky Lynch, they both stated when their contracts are said and done, they may be looking at other wrestling opportunities. They said they're not very pleased with WWE. And Seth Rollins feels like he should be in the place Roman Reigns is in. Can't blame the guy when he was driving your division for 5 years. And then you pretty much make him a mid-card, high-end card at some point with titles that he didn't need. He should be winning World Heavyweight Championships. He'll win on Saturday for sure. Who do I think is going to have the better pay-per-view out of the two? I'm going to say AEW. I'm really going to say AEW this weekend. I think Double or Nothing will be a little bit better because of the whole circus act that's going on with CM Punk, and we're going to find out on Wednesday what they're doing. But by the day, it looks like Daily's Place is becoming the thing. And I've reported a lot about AEW. Yeah, you're sure damn right I have. Because the AEW news has been more entertaining than hearing about a bunch of injuries. Like, I know Monet's hurt. That's one big news. But again, Liv Morgan, what was Liv Morgan going? Catering, at best. Where was Dakota Kai going? Nowhere. She wasn't being women's champion anytime soon or tag team champions. I'm sorry to tell you that. They have no stock. They're pulling the trigger on Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey next week. So there's your new tag team women's champions. Excuse me. But at the end of the day, guys, like I said before, this Raw, I can't even give it a review because it was laughable. I felt I was watching a comedy show. Like I was watching a Impact Wrestling from 2009 all over again. And who was booking what? You might as bring back Vince Russo to a show because it was so bad. It's like, they say Triple H is an all-star booker. He should be Booker of the Year. Where is his Booker of the Year? I'm waiting to hear from WWE fans. I love WWE. I don't want to be like this. I don't want to crucify WWE to the nines. But you're like, these booking decisions and these news stories and the things that are coming out are predictable. And it's a joke. It's been a joke. You can't sit here and justify it to me and tell me that WWE is doing great things when Triple H is sleeping at the wheel, or it's Vince McMahon booking it, or Vince McMahon's in his ear, or they're doing down to the T. Anybody that's come back since WrestleMania to watch this show has all told me the same thing. It's garbage. I feel like, why did I come back to watching it? A lot of people are now tuning into Impact now, and Ring of Honor and Dynamite because they're more entertained. And to you, like, people are going to tell me, oh, well, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. But I watch it anyway because I am an analyst. I cover this for a living. I love this shit. I love wrestling. I love any type of wrestling. When WWE does well, I praise them. But lately, there's nothing for me to praise them about. Anyway, I've been on a tangent. This shit was awful. Hopefully SmackDown's better this week. I'll be watching that to see how their go-home show for Saudi is going to be. But, again, this shit was awful. This shit was bad. This shit was terrible. You can't justify this to me. And Cody Rhodes, what are we doing? He's flundered. Brock Lesnar's flundered. Rollins is flundered. Like, whatever momentum they had going in before Mania, it's been going downhill since, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm wondering who's drunk at the wheel, who's booking for this shit. Are they sleeping? What is going on in WWEville? Because this ain't Triple H booking. Triple H actually was kind of semi-decently booking, but as of right now, it looks to be like Vince McMahon's touching everything, and it's just awful by the day. Anyway, my name is Ray Frelm. Honestly, I can't give this show a review. This show was really bad. F for fantastic. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.